Now I rise in support of this good bill, Promoting Job Creation and Reducing Small Business Burdens Act. With millions of Americans still out of work, our top focus must be enacting policies to help spur job growth throughout our country. Unfortunately, I continue to hear from my constituents in Virginia's 5th District about the impact of costly regulations on job creation, especially those regulations that disproportionately affect smaller public companies that wish to access capital in our public markets. One such regulation is related to the use of the Extensible Business Reporting Language, BRL, which was mandated by the Securities and Exchange Commission in 2009. While the SEC's rule is well intended, this regulation has become another example of a requirement where the costs outweigh the potential benefits. These small companies spend tens of thousands of dollars or more complying with the regulation, yet there is substantial evidence that fewer than 10% of the investors actually use XBRL, further diminishing its potential benefits. That is why Representative Terry Sewell and I crafted the bipartisan Small Company Disclosure Simplification Act, which is incorporated into Title VII of the bill we are considering today. This provision will provide an optional exemption for emerging growth companies and smaller public companies with the requirement to file their information in XBRL with the SEC, the same information which is already filed with the SEC in a readily accessible format. Additionally, this bill requires the SEC to perform a cost-benefit analysis on the rule's impact on smaller public companies, something the SEC failed to adequately address in the original rule. Whether a supporter or a skeptic of XBRL, these provisions will help provide a pathway for the SEC to focus on developing a system of disclosure for smaller companies that eliminate unnecessary costs while achieving greater benefits. I ask my colleagues to join me today in voting on this good bill so that we can continue to promote capital access in our public markets and spur job growth for working Americans across our country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I yield back the balance of my time.
The gentleman yields.